How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to the post-match reaction of today's game. Leeds United 0, Liverpool 3. Can't really argue, if I'm honest. I felt that the better team definitely won. I just want to say, first of all, a massive, obviously, my thoughts are with Harvey Elliott. Awful injury, and I hope that he recovers as soon as possible and is back on pitch ASAP. Still don't agree that it was a red card, but we'll be able to get onto that in a second. But just before we go any further, guys, please smash the like button, please subscribe, and let's get into it. So then, guys, I'll be honest, I'm just going to keep this short and sweet for this one because there's not much really to talk about from a Leeds United perspective. I feel like we were just completely outplayed and we were well beaten. I felt in the first half we did have spells where we seemed, I say, slightly on top. I mean, the opening 5-10 minutes I thought we were quite good. Obviously, Rodrigo had that chance early on, which for me, he should have opened his body up more and maybe tried curling it into either corner, but he just hits it right at Alisson and it's an easy save for him. I thought there was the odd counter attack where I thought we looked good. It was just the end product that was lacking. And just as we were starting to get a bit better, Liverpool took the lead through Mo Salah. Ball in from Alexander-Arnold on right-hand side, and Salah slots it home. No arguments about that. You know, every time they went forward, they looked like they were going to score. We did really well to keep it 1-0 in at half-time, sorry. And it just wasn't our day overall. I can't really think of one Leeds player that played really well. I thought Firpo had an interesting first half. I felt that there were points where I felt it was out of position a bit and it was allowing Salah in behind a little bit too much. But then I thought a one-on-one, the tackles, that he were making, I thought were good and solid, and he did look fairly solid defensively. Liam Cooper, for me, I know that there's a load of fans that like him. I like him, seems like a good bloke. He's Leeds through and through and he's our captain and we have to get behind him. But on the other side of that, with Strike being suspended and now Llorente went off with an injury, Cox injured, Cooper's probably going to be playing for the next few games, but I think eventually we have to get our back four as Elland, Strike, Llorente and Firpo. Liam Cooper today, yes, he's up against world-class opposition, but he just looked a bit suspect for me. That's just my opinion. That's nothing against Liam Cooper. I like the bloke, as I say, but his performance wasn't great at all today. Saying that, nobody was great today, but I thought Cooper at the back just looked a little bit too suspect. I felt we gave the ball away in stupid areas, like we've done a few times so far this season. Thought Bamford looked a bit isolated in the first half as well. And it was just overall not a great half, apart from the first maybe 10, 15 minutes at a push. Second half, at half time, I was thinking, either keep it at 1-0. I didn't expect anything from the game at all at half time. I was just thinking, keep it tight at the back and just don't allow them in so easily. Which within a few minutes at second half, Fabinho makes it 2-0. Corner ball comes straight in. It's loose in box. There's a lot of bodies try to scramble for it, but then it falls to the Brazilian and he slots it in, makes it 2-0. For me, Fabinho deserved that goal. I thought in the first half he was there man at match. I thought it was just everywhere. It was really annoying. We were trying to play a ball in over top but centrally, and he was just there all the time, intercepting, making blocks. It was just everywhere in that first half, and he did. Pains me to say it, but he did deserve that goal. And then came the big talking point of the game regarding Harvey Elliott's injury. As I said at the beginning of this video, my thoughts go out to him. It did look like a horrific injury, and I hope he's all right, and I hope that he is back on the pitch as soon as possible. However, as for the decision on the red card, I mean, I'll be honest, I've not seen the challenge back yet, but from what I'm seeing on Twitter, Instagram, everything like that, it shouldn't have been a red, maybe a yellow at the most. The reason why I'm saying that is because when it happened in the ground, we were all proper getting behind Pascal. It was a really good tackle. From our angle, he did look like he won the ball. It went out for a throw, I think. No Liverpool player went over and started pushing and shoving him. There was no appeals for, a red card or even a yellow card at all. And then obviously I'm assuming they've heard him screaming, in pain, and then they've gone over, realised what's happened. And if I'm honest, I think the ref bottled it and just sent him off for the sake of it. If he'd have given him a yellow, you couldn't have really argued with it. Apparently the Premier League have since come out and said the reason why he was sent off is due to the intensity and the endangerment to Harvey Elliott. For me, there was no intensity there. They both went for the ball. Struijk won it, in my opinion. And then, where's the endangerment? It's not like he's flown in, studs up, reckless. They both slid in for the ball and Struijk's won the ball. Yes, it's massively unfortunate what's happened to Harvey Elliott, and I will say it again, I do hope he's okay. But just because he had that horrific injury doesn't mean that it's a red card. I hope we appeal it and at least get it to even just a 1-game ban. Because a 3-game ban for that seems ridiculous, if I'm honest with you. Like I said, awful injury. But just because it was an awful injury, that doesn't make it a red card, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on that, guys. Obviously, there's going to be Scousers and there's going to be Liverpool fans in general probably pleading the argument that it is a red. I'm sure maybe we would do the same. But if you sit and try and think of it as a neutral, I would still say that that is not a red card. Apparently, Gary Neville even said in post-match or even on the commentary, that he felt it was a yellow at most. Now, if that's coming from a pundit, surely it's right. I mean, I know pundits can get it wrong, but, Gary Neville, I respect Gary Neville a lot more as a pundit now, and if he said that, then I'll back that. But it didn't affect the game, really. Leeds weren't playing well, and especially with 10 men, it was just all out defending. I actually felt Leeds played slightly better in possession when we were down to 10 men, strangely enough. But it is what it is. Liverpool's 11 compared to our 11. I'm fairly happy with the squad that we've got, but theirs is just levels above us. And it's, not scary to think, but I said Liverpool, I think Liverpool will finish 4th this season, as I feel Chelsea, Man United and Man City are they're just different gravy, I think. I think Liverpool are obviously in the conversation, and it wouldn't be like an outrage if they did win the league. But when you think that, I'm predicting, and maybe other people are as well, that Liverpool could finish last in the bottom 4 in 4th. We need to definitely work on how we play against these big teams, because when we come up against, yes, we avoided defeat against City last season, but when we come up against City this season, Man United again with Ronaldo in that team, I hate to bring him up because all the posts about him have really annoyed me this weekend. But at 36, he's still one of the best players in the world. And then Chelsea with the signing of Lukaku, Havertz looks like he's playing well, Mount, etc. You know, I still feel that Liverpool finished fourth, but they completely outplayed us today. And there's major things that we need to work on defensively. I think attacking wise, we're fairly sound. Yes, end product's still not there as we would like it, but defensively we need to be more solid. And the changing of the back four in terms of personnel week in, week out isn't going to help. We need a solid established back four for a fairly good amount of games. With the injuries, potential 3-game suspension for Strike now, that's going to be difficult. I still think Newcastle on Friday is a winnable game. It's one that we need to go there and do what we do best, but just defend as well, because yes, it's Newcastle, but any team can hurt us. And I just hope that we get the 3 points against Newcastle, because if not, I mean, even if not, I won't be worried about going down or all like that. But we just need 3 points. Let's put it that way. To any Leeds fan out there that is worried about us going down, I would just say, don't panic. It is going to come. We're going to hit a good amount of form. There's definitely teams in this league that are much worse than us. So I wouldn't worry too much yet. The results will come, and just hang in there. So that is my overall thoughts on the game, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this upload. Please smash the like button. Please subscribe and share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. I will be uploading my vlog from today's game at some point tomorrow, so just keep your eyes out for that. And I'll see you in the next upload, people. Thank you very much.